Striking on the right side, even though Chris is a left-handed bowler. So let's talk about who we have on scratch for both Total Mayhem as well as Murder Inc. So for Total Mayhem, we have Chris Riordan, who just threw strike number 1. We have Johan Gamo, and we have Antonio Valentin Jr. Tell us, who do we have for Murder Inc.?
Mr. Nicholas Capinelli, Jarrell Rodriguez, and Mr. Najee Myers pulling up the rear.
That's right. And we're going to see what's going to happen on the B side right here. And Johan and Gamo right there doing what he's going to do. Especially a lot of bowlers here, they're going to strike here at Lodi. Yep. And let's see what Mr. Rodriguez does up on lane 28.
And he leaves he gets a strike. That's where that messenger comes
I'm telling you, sometimes you got to send a message. And thankfully the head pin did his job and took the 10 pin out.
Now, looking like from just watching practice, looks like the lanes are going long today. And so, therefore, you're going to need something that can start up early or the way that you throw it, but depending upon how you throw the ball. This house here is what kind of shot?
Well, down and in. I love down and in right here. Yes, you can swing the lanes, but, pause in advance from our New York viewers. They are a little longer than normal. Najee, though, playing from the inside, letting it rip, and Najee, he will play that whole lane. He rips it. He gets a lot of revs on the ball. One of the highest rev rates you will see in this matchup today.
Total from each pair.
That's right.
So like you said, you don't want to just win total pins on your pair. Mm-hmm. You want to get as many pins as possible so that your team can win an additional 10 points overall, which could either tie the score.
Yes.
Or it could actually, which I've seen it where tour stops get down to 20-20.
Yes.
Or you can do where you can get 30-10.
Yes.
So each shot counts. You can't take any shot for granted.
No, you
even when it comes down, if you get a split, you want to make sure that you pick up at least as many pins as you possibly can.
That's right. You don't want to be a hero and take a chance at getting it 0.
That is correct.
That's right.
I've seen tour stops lost as close as 3 pins. So
I've seen it happen with 1.
That's the rule. I am starting to walk.
And that's a long ride home if you're losing by 1 pin.
All right, let's see if Mr. Valentin from Mayhem can actually, what he's going to do, to see if he can not get hung with a strike here. And he strikes also. So both teams on the scratch pair for Total Mayhem as well as Murder Inc., everybody has struck in the first frame.
That's right. No one has blinked yet.
Nobody, and actually they're not succumbing to the early nerves that normally teams can have, normally bowlers can have in a match. Both teams made the playoffs last year, and both teams have regrouped and are coming back this year for the UBA, and they're looking to have a great season in the 2025-26 year.
And things are definitely looking up for both teams because everybody's starting.
He throws it like it's another walk in the park.
Well, getting a little grabby at the bottom of that ball, squeezing a bit.
Yes, he held on to the ball too long, unfortunately, and it came across the pipe. But him being a lefty, he should be able to pick that up.
Yes, 2, 4, 7, 10, makeable, but yet missable. And oh, whoa.
Now all of a sudden the pin want to do dances out on the lane.
I know. I'm thinking about Michael Jackson. You know that song? You Are Not Alone.
You are not alone.
And now
that should be, once again, that should be an easy pickup for him as well. Mr. Reardon didn't get the ball didn't come back.
And let's talk about that. He left 4, he only got 2.
Yes.
So now you take a little bit of the pressure off. Do you go for the 2 or do you just go for the 1?
I would go for the 3 and look for let's see if Jarrell picks his up. The easier spare, you still got to get a ball that's going to make it get out there and keep your speed up so it come back at the right time. So Jarrell picks up his split. Unfortunately, Mr. Chris Reardon did not pick up his.
And has the first open out of both pairs.
Both pairs, that's right.
So where do you think that sends him? Now, does that send him into, say, screw it and just be free and let the ball work? Or do you try harder? Let's see what happens.
I think Chris just needs to get settled down. He threw the first ball looking really nice. Sometimes you got to throw the ball in both lanes to see what's going to happen. Of course, when you're in practice, there's no lights on, but once the lights go on, it's a totally different story.
Oh, yes, that spotlight, when it shines bright, when the red light goes on the camera, you got to be ready to perform. So Gamo going into a helper's position, picking Riordan up. Let's see what Najee does over here. Well, a lot of gymnastics.
Oh, I thought that was going to knock the 10-pin out.
That's right.
Yeah, if you notice, there's a lot of action on the back end.
Oh, yeah.
For these pins here, a whole lot more than what we see down in Philadelphia. So.
I'm telling you, yeah, a whole lot of flip here. People know what Lodi does. They know you can definitely get to the pocket. You can make the pins fly. Sometimes you can make them fly a little too much.
Let's see if Mr. Najee Myers picks up this 10-pin. You never want to. Now, add a little caveat. There's a pin in the gutter there.
Mm-hmm. Ooh. And Valentine says, well, I got my 10. Let's see if you can pick your 10 up.
Pick your 10-pin up. That's right.
That should be no problem on there.
Yeah, and he didn't touch that pin that was in the gutter.
Oh, yeah. And good, great eye from the brain.
Yes.
You know, that pin, even though it was in the back, it could affect. Even though it can't really be affected by whether you could touch it or not because it's behind the pin, you can get like a little last second look at it, and you may project towards what you see.
Exactly.
The good bowlers hit what they look at.
That's right.
Once again, it is here Saturday, September 27th. We thank you all for joining us here September 27th. Great match.
Nicholas starts out with a three-bagger.
Yes. They already setting up camp. Camp setting up shop. And let's see if Riordan can bounce back from that second frame.
See if his nickname is White Phoenix. That's it. See how smoothly he came out the ball?
Yeah. The wings were spread on that one.
Yes, he followed through. He came through the ball. The other one, he was going too slow to the line.
Yep.
Threw his timing off.
I agree. If you're going to be a Phoenix, it's better to soar than to be sore.
That's right. Let's see if Gamo can get 3 in a row. Now, Mr. Rel's going for Murder Inc. Last time he had to split, he did pick it up.
Yes, he did.
If he can follow through on this one. All right, he picks up a strike here.
Yeah.
It seems like something. I know it's early in the bowling season, but it looks like people's timing is just a little bit off.
Oh yeah. There's a lot of bowling going on. League seasons have started up. You're bowling early on the weekend. The bar isn't popping as much as they would like it, but it don't matter.
Here.
And that came up very light.
Yes, it did.
He squeezed, he pitched, and didn't get a chance to get as much under the ball.
Yes.
Luckily, he didn't leave the bucket.
Yes, exactly.
Or the 2-4-5.
Yes. He didn't get any real movement on that ball. You're correct. Let's see if Mr. Myers does. Mayer does.
Let's see what Najee does. He might blow up and leave the 7. The 7 was the last to fall.
He's locked in. He said, I came to do some damage here.
Oh, yeah. He said, you know what? I'm not tired, and neither is my do-rag.
Oh, Lord.
And he takes it off. There we go.
See if Gamo can pick this up. He stayed behind the ball a little bit better and came through it like he's supposed to.
Oh, yeah. Picks
up the single pin.
So let's talk about the averages here. Let's see what we have on paper. So for Chris Riordan, coming in at 240. Johan Gamo coming in at 236. And Antonio Valentin Jr. coming in at 230. On the Murder Inc. side, Nick Campanelli, 229. Jarrell Rodriguez coming in at 240. And Najee coming in at 227.
Now, I wonder if the 240 is because they actually earned that, or was it because they put something wrong in the with the information being reported to bowl.com.
Shout out to bowl.com. Hey, you know what? And you know what? The proof is in the pudding, and right now they putting everything to work. One frame does not a bowler make. We already saw that Chris had, a rough second frame, but he set himself free. And no matter where they bowl, they earn their average. But let's see if their average translates to the lanes today.
That is true. put on your big boy pants because it's going to be a party.
That's right. And it's like it's going to be a super strike party right now because
Valentine's on 3 in a row.
And you know, I think about Valentino, you know, doing the opposite of one of my favorite Bobby Valentino songs. He's not slowing down, not one bit.
He's not, and he's a good bowler. He bowled very well last year in the playoffs, and he made the difference for Total Mayhem to move on to the next round.
So Chris Riordan now going up on frame number 4 on lane 28. Now, certain predictions have been made in lieu of some of the departures of Murder Inc.
You can mention that, sir. You can mention that.
You know, certain people who are in the Hall of Fame, and message not received for the 7-pin for Chris Riordan, that being that they have lost certain pieces, that they will not be as effective.
It's very hard to replace those bowlers.
Well, yeah, or it could not be. More on that later, because I have heard rumblings of acquisitions, because a lot of pieces have shifted, you know, in a lot of different divisions, not even just in the Northeast, and a lot just happened on that
7-10 split.
Yeah, you know, that 7-pin stood up for Chris, and lane 27 said, "I'll do you one better. Don't forget my long distance relative, the 10-pin."
Anything you care to share in terms of potential acquisitions, or are you not allowed to talk about it?
Well, you know what? I'll be respectful. You know, I won't crow about anything. Wink, wink. But it seems that there are going to be certain moves, and that 10-pin almost moved to the 7, about certain people, you know, being willing to travel. We already saw what happened with Alex Vargas going to DC Mafia, that, you know,
I guess you're going to mention names now. Okay,
I mean, you know, that name rings enough bells, but there's names that do ring bells also that haven't shown up yet on broadcast or on war reports. But moving forward, I'm guessing we're going to see a lot of people on those war reports. But the prediction from certain people in the house, what up, Pink Hat, is that this match will be 30-10 in favor of Total Mayhem. I guess that remains to be seen. At the end of the day, numbers sound good, but it has to translate onto the lanes. And Jarrell right now, his timing, as you may mention before, seems to not be there.
Now, I will say this much. Murder Inc. in the past has exhibited great talent. This is the time as a team owner, and when you talk about acquisitions, you have to make sure that you have a conversation with your bowlers. Say, look, this is your time. Yes, we lost some good bowlers, but this is your time to step up. What are you able to do?
Exactly, totally. And you know, segue, speaking of Total, you know, and I don't want to disrespect Total Mayhem because they deserve their praises sung too. They have gone through what we call rebuild stages, and they have built a team that has been able to make it to playoffs and make teams think about the match, not just show up like, hey, you know, participation trophy, here you go. Total Mayhem, if you sleep, they will creep. And right now, little by little, Valentine is creeping with strike after strike after strike into the minds of the scratch pair of Murder Inc.
Well, the one thing I'm looking at for Total Mayhem this year, more than ever than in the past, is that I have expectations that they will make it back to the playoffs. They are that good as a team to be able to do so, and because of that, there's a higher expectation because now they're not going to sneak up on anyone. Now they're going to be the team that everybody's going to say, hey, this is a good team. They made the playoffs last year. What are we going to do coming into this year?
You're right, exactly. And you know what? There's a song, What Have You Done For Me Lately? And what Total Mayhem has done for themselves lately, and nice shot there by Nick Campanelli, is they have gotten better each time. They've acquired more points each time. They've showed up and they've competed each time. And now let's see if their time comes to fruition. I'm so sorry.
Chris Reardon leaves that 7-pin again.
And leaving that 7-pin again, and it's ringing. And speaking of ringing, let's see if Chris Riordan can answer the call of the 7-pin. And speaking of call, can we be calling the beginning of what could be a very good roll and a good road for Total Mayhem as Jarrell strikes on lane 28? I see big things for them.
I see big things for both teams. The question becomes, who could sustain it early on? You're bowling against a team that made the playoff. Both teams made the playoffs. Now you want to see just how good you can be. You know, this is a telling match. What does this match tell me? It tells me, can your team handle adversity? Because nobody's going to bowl perfect. And as well as who can actually step up when the pressure is on. So this is a good early matchup for both teams, Murder Inc. as well as Total Mayhem.
Najee going up. Getting very, very, very high flush.
He has 3 in a row.
Almost flirting with a big 4 there, the way that ball broke in. But he does get the ball down lane enough. But Gamo, I like that one out of his hand.
Gamo is a really good, strong bowler. Last year he was a handicap bowler. This year now he's on the scratch pair. So when you start looking at what your team can do, Total Mayhem is no joke.
Yeah, graduated a bit.
Oh, did they ever?
And respect to Total Mayhem.
And the good thing is that they have a bunch of young fellas.
Yes.
And if they stay together, oh my goodness, how good of a team they can become in the future.
And it's amazing what opportunity can get out of your talent.
Yes.
Sometimes all it takes is that belief from the people creating your lineup that, hey, you know what? I'm going to throw you in this situation. I want to see how you swim when the water get a little more wavy.
And sometimes what they call positive reinforcement can help a bowler in terms of their confidence as well as how they see themselves as a bowler.
Agreed.
They may say, well, you know, I'm going to let you bowl with these 2 guys. They're looking at them, well, they're very good. And you think that you're not? You know, you have to really begin to, and Valentine throws another strike. That's 5 in a row for him.
Valentine's giving out love like it's Valentine's Day with these strikes. Yeah,
that's right. So they're up by 8 pins going through the 5th frame. The question is, can they keep it up? It's going to be a boxing match. You do not want to fall down on this match. You don't want to miss this match.
You know, we say you keep hitting the body.
The head will fall.
Indeed.
All right, let's see what Nick does here. See if he can double up. And he does.
Yeah, nice late kick out of the 10-pin for Nicholas Campanelli.
So with that split, if he didn't have that split, he'd be working on a 300 game.
Yep. Potential 266 finish for
That's
Nick
why they
Campanelli.
tell you it's not what's on paper, it's what you can do in a match.
That's right.
Some guys are house bowlers. Some guys are not bowlers that, you know, really, okay, Chris throws another strike. All right, now, through 6 frames, he's 50-50.
Yeah, how about that messenger taking out that 8-pin right there?
Well, he needed something because right now he's not really throwing it with like a 240 average bowler does.
You know, some cars take a little longer to get warmed up.
Let's see if Mr. Rell can throw a strike here. And he finally doubles up in this match.
Yeah.
So he's warming up.
And that was what I call a sure shot.
Yes, sir. Let's see what Gamo does. See if Gamo could answer the phone here. In this kind of match, because the way that the lanes are playing here at Lodi Lanes, is a lot of movement on your ball. If you have high revs, you can tear this house up.
Agreed. I've done it.
And Gamo he leads a 4 count.
And he avoided leaving the bucket before. And that ball hit the same way that the ball on the 3rd frame hit, but with a little less.
But you know why? I'm gonna just see, like, I know we're not robots. I know that you have to throw the ball, but you can tell that he didn't come through that ball with authority.
At all.
Let's see what Najee does. Najee does. He come through the ball with authority, and look what happened. Look at the result.
And look at Najee at the bottom of every shot.
That's right. That's 4 in a row.
That's right.
And that's what you're going to need today in order to. Ooh.
And I was just going to say, that's very choppable.
Yes.
And he's kind of kicking himself a little bit.
I think he got to the line too fast, and Enzo brought his hand a little bit across his body.
My sentiments exactly.
All right, Valentine, he talked to his teammate. Well, he just got finished talking to Najee. He said, Najee, look, except for that 1 frame, we're about even.
Exactly.
Now, this is the only thing I don't like. When you're bowling and you're up and you're on a 5 in a row, I'm not talking to the other team. I'm focusing on what I got to do because we have a open for the middleman for Gamo, and now I got to pick him up. That's some heavy lifting at times.
Well, right now it seems like his legs are still going strong and steady. So there have been 2 opens thus far. Well, 3 opens, 2 of them thrown by Total Mayhem.
Exactly. They can't afford to have another mistake here, especially not on the scratch pair where you don't get any handicap.
And you know, scratch, you know what they said about the opens. 1 open is 1 too many.
You got that right. Valentin throws the ball. Oh.
And you know what?
He got that ball out.
What did you say before?
Yep.
What did you say you not going to do? And he did it?
Yes, he did.
And then he did it.
He sure
and
did.
Why does that 6 count hurt in this particular stage of his game?
Well, first of all, it knocks him off his 300 pace. But 2, more importantly, he left a spare that needs to be picked up that has a mother-in-law involved, which could actually, some people actually only get 3 out of the 4.
Shout out to the mother-in-laws out there. We love y'all too.
We love them. Oh, he picked it up.
And he loves them too. That 6 count does hurt.
That's why I don't like it when bowlers get up there and talk, because your focus should be on getting 6 in a row, and now he only ended up with 5.
Yep. He still got 6.
Here you go. Yeah. I guess he did get 6, right?
So for those who didn't hear the point breakdown before,
Nicholas throws 3-bagger.
yes.
After that split, let's see if Chris Reardon can actually throw a strike here to stay with Chris. Ooh, he got lucky on that.
Very lucky for a lot of reasons.
He didn't bring his hand straight up. He brought his hand across his
feet
body.
coming out all square. He's
Yes.
not flowing. He doesn't look comfortable. So you have to wonder if there's something going on with his finish on his feet, because if your feet are not steady, your shot is not steady.
Yes.
Jarrell looked very comfortable on that shot.
Yes, he does. Look like he found his swag. Now we can begin in the bowl. Now you begin to see. Let's see if Gamo can get back on track. Nice ball, come back. There you go. You could always tell when a bowler actually comes out the ball the way he should, as the way if something is off.
Yeah, he definitely had fingers on that one. That
Yes,
one
he
right
did.
there.
He came through his ball as well.
all the way through. The mom passed through his ball.
All right, see what Najee does. See if he can answer the phone, go 5 in a row. And he does. Look at him now. Now that's what I'm talking about.
Took a little walk with it too.
That's right. He said what?
Lean with it.
Rock with it.
So 2, 2, 2, and 4. 2 points per game. 4 points for Wood
On your pair.
That's right. No jinx on that. And as we said, 10 for overall Wood across all 3 pairs.
Yes, so even if you're having a bad game, think about your teammates.
Gotta think about it.
Okay, let's see if Mr. Valentin can get back on strike.
Better shot.
And he finished. You see how he wasn't talking to nobody that time?
Yeah, because he actually
was
still had a
focused.
rhythm.
That's right. He got back on the strike game.
Yep. Potential 276 finish for him.
Looks like everybody on both teams, Murder Inc. and Total Mayhem, struck in the 7th frame. Now let's see what happened. Now these last 3 frames will dictate how the game goes, who will win the game.
Foundation.
That's right. Well, let's see what happens. Let's see who's going to lay the foundation or poo-poo.
Yep.
Starts with Nick. Nick sets your leadoff man sets the tone. Ooh, he left one.
All right.
Now that's not a disaster. Let's see if Mr. Chris he needs to strike here.
Yeah, he didn't get out that ball the way he wanted. Almost left a 2-8-10. And
range 7 pin. The problem is it's an easier pickup for Nick as opposed to Chris.
totally agreed. And what Chris did, he pushed that ball further down lane.
Yes, he did. But he to me, his timing is off because he wasn't underneath the ball where he needed to be to make that ball come back to the pocket. You got to be able to cup that ball somewhat so you can remain in control. Now, one of the ways that you can do that is you can, when you put your fingers in the ball, you got to make sure you come your wrist. See if
And-
Chris picks it up, and he does.
He does.
So both bowlers in an eighth frame throw spares. Now it's going to see who can maintain their strike game. Looks like let's see if Rel can actually throw a strike here. That'll be 4 in a row. And coming down toward the end of this match is going to be important because every time you throw a strike at this point for Rel, as well as for Mr. Najee, you're adding 30 points. So no matter what your opponent does, you're adding 30 points to your total score. Springing 10 pin.
That was a 10-pin all the way. He wasn't as fluid as he was before, and you saw he leaned more to the right.
Yes, those are fundamentals of the game. Let's see if Ngamo can. Now he gets the strike. Did you see that?
Hey, I've seen a lot of merciful carry in Lodi. Nothing new.
That's a different way of getting the strike there now.
Hey, it may hit different, but it still hit.
All right, now this is a big pickup for Rel. I don't think he's had to have to throw a 10-pin yet.
Good point.
And what we just say?
Good point. So some people believe that putting certain lineups in match number 1 is a tester, and it could be a good tester. You made mention of Johan Gamo. Last time we called for him on the handicap pair and him getting the opportunity to shine. Chris Jordan.
He shined very well. So let's see now. Big opportunity for both teams. They need Najee. Murder Inc. needs Najee to throw a strike here, but it's also important for Valentine to throw a strike here. And he does.
And it was very important for a lot of reasons. Double, and a strike up top, and then you have a middle bowler on Murder Inc. who flagged a 10-pin.
And Najee, he throws another strike for 6 in a row. Yeah. That's a big strike because they didn't have anybody else now going into the 9th frame. They didn't have any. They had the momentum earlier before that frame, but now they have a miss for Mr. Rel when he missed the 10-pin, and they also have they only have Najee for 3 in a row. Now that's Nick gets back on his strike game. He throws a strike in the 9th frame. Yeah. Let's see if Chris can answer the call. At this point, you want to answer every strike that your opponent does if you're total mayhem because you're down.
I say square up and just push it up the lane, just get to the pocket.
And let your teammates behind you, but he has to set the tone.
Yeah, he has to. When you're up there, you got to anchor from the top as well.
Gets the ball out a little bit too far. And once again, look at that. Leaves a 7-10 split.
And it's the second one left on lane 27.
He threw it past 5, which when you throw it past 5, because there's so much oil out here, the ball is going to go deeper behind the hairpin, and this is the result that you get. And Rel answers the miss of the 10-pin with a strike.
Yes.
Now, miraculously, Chris is going to have to pick this up. He's going to have to bang it off the wall, and it didn't come back over.
Well, exactly. Well, I respect him getting the wood. Like I said, at this point, you don't. Yep. I walked into that. It was a wise move. He did try to pipe it up the boards, and that's 2 for 2.
Oh my God!
And he hit the head too early.
All right,
there you go, and I'm done.
Let's see if Najee can get a strike here. And he does.
Najee
That's
ain't
7 in a row.
He's not
Najee said, I'm down on the bottom for a reason.
Wow. Yeah.
Okay, Gamo answered with 3 in a row.
Yes.
At this point, that open in the 9th frame for Chris is going to hurt Total Mayhem. At this point, if I was Chris, I would just think about if you're going to keep playing past 5, he better get something that's going to start up a little bit even earlier than what he's
especially
throwing.
with that kind of speed. He had the right idea. Now you got to get the right piece to match up with your idea.
Yeah, but these lanes are oily, and he's the only one who's a lefty. So to me, you're beating yourself. Play it easy. Make it easier on yourself.
Well, they put one thing about Lodi, and shout out to Mike Stefano and everybody here and everybody in the staff at Lodi. Their lanes are treated extremely well.
You can see that the way that the ball moves on the lane.
And they whatever they put down will play the way it's supposed to play, but it also will break down.
Okay, Valentin comes back with 3 in a row.
Did break it down there.
All right, now going into the 10th frame,
It's
Murder
winnable.
Inc. is up 592 to 560. But the problem for Total Mayhem is that Chris had a split in the 9th frame. He has to strike out just to give his team an opportunity, and he has to hope, and I mean hope, that Nick gets a spare or a strike just to slow that momentum down.
Well, this is Murder Inc.'s game to lose. Let's see if they do not choose to lose.
Well, he got a spare set up.
Like I said, all it takes is for everybody to have a really good 10th frame on Total Mayhem.
Let's see what Chris does here. He throws a strike. You see how he slowed his feet down. He came through the ball.
So he kept the speed and added the fingers, and right there, that's 1. 2 more to go.
He needs 2 more. Exactly. He needs 2 more just to minimize the effect of that split
And
in the
to
9th
make it a
frame.
match.
That's right. Because he has his 2 guys behind him are rolling on 3 strikes in a row. So each time they throw the ball, the first one will be 30, 20, 10. So let's see what happens here. Nicholas picks up his spare.
And he's definitely frustrated at himself because he put himself in a situation there where he could have chopped. He didn't chop. But you always like to send that message in the 10th, no matter what you're about to finish with.
Before he threw his first ball, he could have went out with a 256. And Chris, once again, you see how his momentum to the line was even.
Yep.
He was on par, and he followed through on his shot.
That's right.
That's 2 shots, the 2 strikes in a row. He has to throw a 3rd strike.
And fluidity is very essential at this point.
The good thing is that he's keeping Total Mayhem in this match. They're down 32 pins in the 10th frame. It could have been worse.
Yeah.
Nicholas leaves the 7 pin. He's not happy. He goes out with a 224. He could have had a much bigger game, to be honest with you.
Yeah, much bigger game. And this could be a statement in 191. You can have poor quality big games, and sometimes you can have a quality finish on a not so big game.
Let's see if he follows through like he did. And he throws another strike. You see how when everybody thinks, oh, I have to get to the line fast, I have to generate power. No, you don't. You just have to know how to use your fundamentals.
Yeah.
Figure out what line to play. If you have to, if the lanes are dried up out there, then you move the ball in.
Exactly, and that finish was big. And now here's the situation. They're going into the 10th frame with workers. There is a chance to steal.
All right, so now that the big ball is going to see what Rel does on his first ball here. He throws a strike.
Good shot, very good shot.
If Total Mayhem strikes out, then they win the match on the scratch pair. But if they leave that door open, oh baby.
Well, let's see what happens. You're right. Total Mayhem does have an opportunity.
First ball Gamo throws. Let's see what he does.
And he squeezed and he pitched inside. He wanted it too damn much.
And if you notice, it's all about fundamentals. He left his hand down.
Yep.
He didn't come through the ball like he normally. He didn't get the ball out on his mark.
Yeah.
So that's where focus means why it's so important.
Yep.
Rel throw a strike here. Yeah, that's it. Murder Inc. is living up to their name on the scratch pair. Total Mayhem has to go back into the lab and just, I think with more chemistry, these guys can be really, really good to come the end of the season. Okay, Gamo picked out. Had my heart going a little bit there.
Yeah, and he had his own too. Now here's the thing. More than likely, Murder Inc. is going to win this first game on scratch. But it's all about Nige finishing to maintain the lead. It's all about also Valentin finishing his 10th frame to make sure that lead doesn't get,
Get out of hand. That's correct.
Out of hand.
That's correct. To me, Gamo wasn't set in his approach to the line, and he didn't follow through. And that's the reason why, could have been his focus was off. I'm not in his head, but I'm sure he'll revisit that when he watches the video.
Yeah. Crazy, by the way. But
oh, here we go.
And Gamo.
See how he throws that ball?
Yeah, because that's kind of like screw it, I screwed up the first shot.
You can see his face. you can see that he knows that he missed an opportunity.
Gamo very talented, but also very young, and that youth also brings a lot of exuberance and energy.
Yes.
But learning how to challenge that energy at key moments,
Knowing how to
key.
get a good balance is going to be the key.
Exactly. It's all about the key. What do you going to say? Duncan got $2.99. You're short. And Najee says,
Green 10 pin.
Now this is what happens. Now the game is out.
Yeah, Murder Inc. has already won the game on here, but now Valentine can get 60 and bring the total pin separation down some.
Can chop it down.
You can help yourself. Let's see what he does on the first ball.
Nothing was wrong with that shot.
No, I like the way that Najee throws the ball. Okay, Valentine throws the first ball. He knows that he has some heavy lifting to do now in order to get that total pin count down. That's crucial.
Yeah. Now, this is important.
Now hold on now.
Yeah, I was going to say this is important.
If Najee I don't think he has a problem picking it up, but if he does.
No problem.
Okay.
I mean, like I said, nothing's guaranteed.
Situation averted.
Yep.
It just could have been tied. That's all.
Yep. No, I believe they could have maxed that at 88.
88. Yeah, 20. Yeah, 88 because it'd be another 30. You're right. But still, 10 pins.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty good.
Very good.
From all those splits and stuff that they had in this match.
But then if they were only lost by 10 pins, then Gamo would have been kicking himself more.
Ooh. Messenger didn't pick that up.
Did not. But still, first game scratch, not that big of a gap.
That's right.
At all.
Well, let's see here. You still get another ball here. And Najee said, look, that's what you should have did the first time.
Yeah,
Najee goes out with a 259. Mm-hmm. Valentine picks up his spare. He'll go out with a 269. I'm sorry.
265.
265.
And would have made the 7 too.
Yes, he would have. That was a great matchup. That was a great matchup on that pair.
Yeah, so far 710 to 677 right there. So roughly a 33-point differential.
That is correct. That's not an insurmountable odds to go overcome.
That's 3 more. We here for handicap pair number 2. We have Carlos Bernard. We got Adam Concepcion. And we have Eric Perez. And who do we have for Murder Inc.?
For Murder Inc., we have Mr. Craig Primus Jr., Lanier Cornege, and Joey can't pronounce his last name. Gramiak. Thank you.
That's it. Total Mayhem has become that team that will always keep it close.
Add 8 to the 58.
Yeah.
Total Mayhem won on the first team handicap. Yeah. So this is just a tight matchup. Nobody's running away with this.
Yeah,
This is a good opportunity for both teams to see where they end up going. So let's see what happens here. Mm-hmm. Look like Scooter is up for Murder Inc. on the second team handicap.
Yeah, Jason Harden himself. Mr. Vertical Leap himself.
Uh-oh.
Carlos
Bernard left the...
Oh, Carlos Bernard left the 310 over there, baby split. So you're the man with the best vertical leap on Murder Inc. Are you jumping today?
Hell no, I'm struggling, John. That.
Well, he looked like he barely awake.
And no baby made right there by Mr. Bernard right there. Projected it out a little bit. He almost went in between. And Eric Perez. I'm sorry. Christopher Brigatino. So Brigantino with the strike right there. And we have Adam Concepcion.
Adam struggled in the playoffs last year. He just threw a strike here, so it looks like he threw a split in the first frame. Now he's come back with a double, so that's a good thing for Adam. He's back on track.
And you know what? I'm going to snitch a little bit. You know, Adam has been throwing the ball very well. He's put in the work. And I'm starting to hashtag Adam on scratch for Total Mayhem. Right, Adam? Yeah, Adam. I was here at a tournament recently at Lodi, and you've been putting in a lot of good work. And I honestly feel y'all have a shot at making playoffs, and I feel that you can, you know, be a real part of the concept, if you will, of a playoff push. Another player is losing by a certain amount. What's your mindset? What are you saying to your team? Are you going to just stay quiet and let them work?
Well, it's early in the season, but one of the things that I always encourage on match instruction is people talking to each other. If you're doing something noticeably wrong, we have guys that are really seasoned and know what they're doing, and I try to encourage them to speak to their bowlers, not so much to throw them off their own game.
Mm-hmm.
You still want to put bowlers out there who can actually bowl very well, but you don't want to have to say too much to your bowlers. If you're doing that, that could really frustrate them.
Yeah, and speaking of frustration, Andy Nugent right there, he really was kind of frustrated with that shot. Everything just looked all off. You know, it looked like confusion from Nugent.
Well, his nickname is Asian Zing, so I'm going to go with that and say that he needs to maybe come through the ball with a little bit more confidence. He's a two-handed bowler. Sometimes people can lose their confidence easily.
Yeah.
So it looks like he's also ahead with his timing off
right.
a little bit. His hands are ahead of his body.
Yep. And how apropos that Adam's initials are AC, because right now he's rolling. And if he's rolling the dice, I like him out here to crack some heads.
Oh Lord. I've actually bowled with Adam quite a few times, and he can be a beast.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there was a hurricane last time I was here, and it was the Concepcion effect. But speaking of effect, let's see if Jason Harden is affected by the 10 pin that he left. He hasn't been leaping, but like I said, it's an early morning match.
Yeah, he doesn't look too wide awake yet, so he better have an eye opener on this picking up this 10 pin.
Let's see if Scooter can scoot away the 10 pin. And he scoots out. And wow, that's what happens when you got little fingers. You can make your plastic move a little bit.
Oh, don't say that, man. Don't say that about Scoot. He don't have little fingers.
You know, we're going to leave that there. All right. And Mr. Brigantino.
And he got his ball. He didn't come through his ball, and his ball had no movement on that back end.
Well, no, that was Eric Perez. So now I done called Brigantino Perez. I done called Perez Brigantino. I cannot say anything about Scooter not being awake, and I'm over here crossing my knees.
It's all right. It's our first commentary for the year. It's okay.
That's right. But that is not the first strike for Mr. Brigantino. Double right there. Oh, and it sound like the first Friday movie. I hear a lot of "Get 'em, Craigs."
All right, Mr. Perez picks up his spare,
That's right.
7 pin.
Yeah. EP laying down his 7 pin, no problem. Eric, man. You know, so I often talk to members of Murder Inc., but I figure Total Mayhem has been coming up. Myself and the Brain, we've been watching y'all matches. We called a couple of y'all matches. Y'all been earning this camera time because little by little, that Mayhem has been shining. What do y'all see for yourself this season?
We just gotta shut the fuck up and start striking.
He said STFU and SS. Hashtag STFUSS. Curse. You said, no, I heard FUG. Nugent up. And Asian Zing, not with enough zing on that one, and cannot kick out the 10. So what do you think's happening with Mr. Nugent's shots?
He's just not comfortable. The way he's throwing his ball, he's not coming through the ball like he needs to. And because the lane has a lot of oil, it doesn't give you a lot of room to miss. Mm-hmm. If you throw the ball weak and it doesn't grip the lane or create any friction as it's going down, he's not going to be. His ball's going to always leave that ringing 10 pin.
Yeah.
Now, let's see if he can pick it up. Now he's picked up a lot of his spares, but through 5 frames, he only has 1 strike. And once again, Mr. Zing picks up the 10 pin, so he got his spare game down. He's just not getting any carry. Let's see if Adam picks up his spare. Yes, he does.
Very good. No problem.
In this match today, you have to get carried. That's first of all. So if I was Mr. Zing, Mr. Asian Zing, that's his nickname, what I would do is I would actually look at a ball because it seemed like all his bowling balls are going long. So what I would do is I would look at a ball that would be a little bit more aggressive, maybe asymmetrical if he can't get out of his own way. If you see that you're struggling, you see how Scoop follows through on his shot? Scoop. And how he gets reaction on his ball?
Scoop, scoop.
The Asian Zing is not getting that.
That's right.
See if Mr. Perez can get some action here.
Oh, and EP laid the track down, but it did not hit. So speaking of hit, let's take a little stop and let's hit on some of these averages. So we are here at handicap pair number 2. We are here at Lodi Lanes in this match with Total Mayhem versus Murder Inc. So scratch, when we covered scratch, what you bowl is what you bowl. There were no pins for assistance. Over here is where your average actually, could help and or hurt. Carlos Bernard, 224, receiving 12 pins in handicap. Mr. Adam Concepcion, 213, receiving 21 pins. And EP Eric Perez, the heavy hitter on the bottom right there, is 229, only receiving 8 pins. On Murder Inc. side, Mr. Nugent, 229. Jason Harden, 225. Mr. Christopher Brigantino, 228.
And 710 was just picked up. 710 was just picked up.
And then we just get our first 710 pickup on camera.
That doesn't happen every day.
Hey, what up, Craig? Yo, man. Yo, so Craig, you just picked up the 710. Now I know you laid out some tracks. So the next track you lay down, you gotta write something about that.
I got you.
Is that your first 710 pickup?
Absolutely not.
Do you realize you're the first 710 pickup on a UBA broadcast?
Oh, there we go. I'll take that.
We out here, we out here influencing.
We do. We out here.
Making so another Murder Inc. memory?
Mark it down because we got more coming.
All right, mark it down on murder season? Wow. If that's not a message, I don't know what is.
That was nice.
Another memory for Murder Inc.
That's nice. And while you were doing your interview, the Asian Zing actually got a strike there. He slowed his feet down and he came through the ball.
Well, maybe he got a little zing from seeing that 710 pickup from Mr. Craig Primus Jr.
Yes. That get anybody excited.
That's right. So what is the story now? The story is Total Mayhem, they're receiving 31 pins of a handicap in total. I'm sorry, 41. 41. I tested you. 8 plus 9 is 17. 17 plus 12, 29. So the difference is, tell us the difference. That is 11.
So it's a matter of a spare.
Yes.
Once again, it's about who can carry and who can't.
My man. Are you throwing that rock, man? And Adam all over his 10 pin. Hey.
Adam saying he's ready to play.
So with the 12-point differential in handicap, for those who are probably going to butcher me for saying 11, whether it's 1, whether it's 100, whatever Total Mayhem it has, they are using it and taking advantage of the situation.
That's right. Now the key part here is if you look at the score through 6 frame, Murder Inc. actually has strikes going through the 6 frame. There's not one strike for Total Mayhem in the 6 frame at all. And in fact, unfortunately, their anchor man, Don Fuego, actually has a split.
Yeah, no bueno.
It is possible to pick that up.
Yes, it is.
But he's going to have to do it on a slant where the one pin inside can actually kick over to kick the other two on the right.
You're right. He has to slide the 3 to the 4-7.
Let's see if
it's
not going to get it. It's not going to get it.
Don Fuego does get 3.
3 ain't 4.
But 3 is more than 2.
Well,
and 2 is more than 1, and 1 is more than 0. He got the most of it, and that could play a factor in overall wood.
It will play a factor in this game right here.
Oh, definitely will.
Because Murder Inc.'s second and third bowler actually are on at least a double or triple.
Man,
Okay, now the anchor man has 4 in a row.
that's right. And it looked like Carlos Bernard, dare I say, used his brain on that one.
Yes, he did, and followed through and came through the strike. That's what I'm talking about. This game can be simple if we make it.
Very good.
Let's see if Asian Zing can get another strike here.
All right. And Andy right now say he ain't toying around, and he's here to change the story.
Andy Wynn just threw another strike. That's 2 in a row. I guess when we start commentating.
What happened? Some pin action, a little carousel ring around, and kicking out very late the 4 pin. And
So that late rack helps everybody.
That slow rack helps everybody.
Scoot with another strike.
And that's right. And he does a little 2-step
He act like
coming around the mountain.
He act like he running for office.
That's right. Well, he ain't running nowhere. He walking very gingerly. Very good. I saw a little Ric Flair strike. Yeah, come around the mountain, huh?
All right, let's see if Mr. Don Fuego can actually come back and throw a strike here. He had to split the first game, the last frame. And he throws a strike.
Yes.
So now everybody on Total Mayhem has thrown a strike in the 7th frame.
That's right. Christopher Brigantino over here, CB.
See what he does. And he throws a strike.
There you go.
So now on both teams, the advantage is still Murder Inc. here through 7. But the difference is that Murder Inc. has now everybody who can get a turkey at least add additional 30 points in the 8th frame. They can widen their lead. Right now, they're up by at least 38 pins right now.
Yes.
But the question is, can they finish the job?
Yeah, you got to finish the job because all it takes is 2 frames to change the situation.
That's right.
2 good ones on one side, 2 bad ones on the other.
Let's see Mr. Carlos can do. And he gets a strike.
There you go, a little light mixer right there.
That's right.
From Bernard.
He didn't put too much on it. But he got a strike there.
That's right.
That was big going through the last 3 frames, the most important frame.
Somebody made Andy some coffee.
Oh, man, they did something because he slowed his feet down. Now he's throwing strikes.
Yeah, Andy, someone made some coffee now. You smell something, man.
And Adam throws a strike here, so Adam is on a double.
Yeah.
So now let's see if both teams can be set up to finish with at least 30 in the next frame. Let's see what Scoot does. Scoot can go for 4 in a row here.
He is the X factor at this point.
And he look at him.
Wait a minute.
He's locked in.
He yelling at the players. Knees working.
In statements on Murder Inc. on the S16 handicap, they said that first win in the first game was an anomaly there.
And Mr. Property Damage Harden over here.
Yeah, right. We'll send him the bill.
They're sending the bill. Well, right now he's taxing Total Mayhem with strikes.
Him and the rest of his teammates. Okay.
Yeah. And Don Fuego.
Eric Perez actually throws a strike here.
Yeah. Don Fuego, unfortunately, he is being an anchor, but not in the positive connotation.
Yeah, he's holding them down, all right. It's more like holding them back.
Well, very good. Well, sometimes you got to move back to rev up, and hopefully he can press forward at amazing, ludicrous speed the 3rd game.
Now, the problem for Total Mayhem on this pair is this. One, they've given up the total pin count, which they had it earlier. But the problem is now is that Okay. Murder Inc. finally, Mr. Zing throws a 7 count. He needs a 9 count, but leaves a 7 pin.
7.
Now, what Total Mayhem needs to do, they need to strike on every person here.
Every damn shot.
Just to minimize the damage that was done.
That's got to carry.
Here. And that's one. He has one. He has 4 in a row.
Yeah, man. That's right, flexing on him. And he basically, for lack of a better word, said his alarm went off. He said the alarm went off.
Yeah, well, Total Mayhem is destroying him right now, but, they...
Oh, wait a minute.
No, ain't no wait a minute. He threw a good ball. That's not making nothing.
Little suspense.
Yes, a little. No suspense at all on that one.
Suspense at all.
Now,
Right
Mr. Zing went out. He doesn't have any opens. He can now go out with a strike with a 227. Let's see what Carlos does here in his second ball. They need to continue to chop into that lead, because if you get down by 100 pins in this match, it could be a problem here. Let's see what Carlos does. Right now, it's more important for them to maintain their focus. It's more important for them to maintain their focus in the match.
Now,
let's see what Carlos does with this next ball here. This is going to be
Indeed.
key for them to get back in the match.
You're right.
Or get that pin count down.
And that ball got way
Well,
right.
it's not that it got way right. He didn't come through the ball.
Also.
And when you don't come through the ball, that's what happens.
It was
You
those-
let your ball go sailing on. And when you go past 5, that's even worse.
Well, it was a catastrophic combination.
Exactly. You're right. No hand, and you threw it past 5. He threw it past 5 like it was supposed to come back. No, that's where the oil is too.
That's one thing about Lodi. You know, past 5 will come back, but you still got to hit it.
Now
Still
you
gotta
see
hit
how
that
he
ball.
finished the ball right there? Even though he only got 3, all he had to do is follow through. You got to come through with that authority. He goes out with a 222. I always say beat your man. That's my motto. Beat your man.
Yeah.
Scoot throws his first ball. And
And the jump shot does not hit for Harden right there.
it's as if people have lost their mind. Okay, let's see if Adam can throw a strike here. He has to throw a strike. Oh my goodness. Oh, they're falling apart. They're throwing the ball slow. They went from throwing the ball with authority to throwing it and just placing the ball.
Yes, and this is where the experience factor deep into high-pressure situations shows. Not to say that Total Mayhem is not ready to march forward, but these are the learning curves when it comes to wanting to be great. And you know what?
You almost picked that up.
And
but you know what though?
The only person I've seen pick it up is myself. R.I.P. Harlem Lanes.
Oh Lord, here we
But
go.
great concept of getting 4. He would have not liked to lead.
Well, see, the problem is that Scoop has one more ball to throw, and then if he throws a strike, Murder Inc. was down, and now they'll be up by 99 pins going into this last frame.
Yeah.
And he actually up by 100 now,
That's because his knees hurt from that last jump,
right? They're actually up by 98 pins. Now, let's see if Mr. Brigantino can actually strike out here and widen the lead. Perez has to stop, minimize the damage that's being done at this point. At least he kept his speed up.
Yeah, but
He got a 9 count.
Yeah.
That's not going to help you.
So Brigantino really doing a lot of big work down there in the anchor position.
Look, he's doing his job.
Yes,
He's weightlifting, looking at the guy like, "Hey, how you doing?"
that's right. Oh yeah, I was gonna say that.
Nah, he
That's
put
a-
enough
that's a-
hand in it.
Yeah, but when you mess around with oil, you might get popped.
But you know what though? I'm gonna say this here. And Brigantino throws a strike. He has 8 in a row. He can go out with 10 in a row. Let's see if he can finish the job, finish what he started. He's
right.
widening that lead, which is what Total Mayhem does not need at this time.
Chris Briggs doing it big here in game number 2.
And that's a good ball he just threw. You see how he came back to the pocket nicely and sharply?
Yeah.
That's because he stayed behind the ball and followed through.
Yeah, and that was a surface check.
Yes.
Right there. He said, you know what, screw it. I already screwed up. Let me see if this would have been the right choice, and let's see if it's the right choice
Mr.
moving
Rear
forward.
throws another ball, throws another strike. That's another 20 points added on to the overall score. Now they're up by 118 pins. He throws another strike. They'll be up by 128 pins going into the third game. The thing for Total Mayhem is that's a big amount to pick up, and you only have one more game left. And Murder Inc. is actually throwing the ball pretty good on the second team handicap.
Chris Briggs up. Should be 279.
And he throws another strike. Mr. Brigantino goes out with 279. Currently, Murder Inc. is up on the second team handicap in this game by 128 sticks. Who's going to strike out and who won't?
Yeah, no.
It's real close. Looks like here Murder Inc. is up, but not by much.
Yeah,
Let's see this next two balls, or next ball makes a difference. They both struck in their first ball in the 10th frame. Valentine up, throws the ball, and he throws a strike. That Najee has to answer the call here.
You got to answer.
That's 20 pins. Nope, there's no gimmies here.
Ain't
If he
none.
throws a spare, that's it. Ball's out too far, but he gets a strike. He gets a strike.
Gets a little of that low down.
That's why he's down there. You need your anchor man always to close that gap. Now it looks like here Murder Inc. has one on the scratch pair. Najee once again goes out, has seven or 8 in a row.
And you know what? You know what rhymes with season?
What's that?
Reason.
Here we go.
All Najee needed was a reason.
That's right. He was focused. He threw his ball. I thought he threw his ball out too far, but he had enough revolution to bring it back to the pocket. So excellent shot, Najee. Valentino's no chump either, so
That's right.
he'll be kicking himself for probably missing that 10 pin.
Oh, absolutely.
But that's what good bowlers do.
Yeah.
They assume that responsibility. He goes out with a 224. Looked like Chris Reardon led the way with a 259 on that pair.
Big come up for him in that game.
Yes, for Murder Inc. I mean, for Total Mayhem. Once again, they're close. They're close in total pins, so they're not getting blown out. But
No, they're not.
you have to be able to finish the job. Najee throws his ball again, and he gets that messenger to get that 10 pin.
And his first game,
He goes out with 279.
his first game was 59.
Yes.
Second game, 79.
Yes. Let's see what he has for the people in the third game.
Oh, I want to shout out everybody for joining us here on the September 27th here in Lodi Lanes Total Mayhem versus Murder Inc. So far, it is a very good match. It's very tight. And speaking of tight, it's all about the finish, and we are going to finish with handicap pair number 1.
Yes.
So,
Now, looks like here, Total Mayhem has won the first 2 games on the first team handicap. Both have been tight, so it's not like anybody's running away with the game here. They're only up by 30 in total pins on this pair. So it's a tight pair. The question now becomes, who can actually finish it? Murder Inc. overall is up 101 pins, but with all 3 pairs, if each pair wins by 40, that could be the difference of them taking over the match in terms of total mayhem.
Yeah.
So 100 pins technically is not a lot, but yet it can be a lot if your team is not bowling good.
and in total, in Total Mayhem is, in terms of handicap, receiving on this pair a total of 36 pins.
That's the difference between the 2 handicaps.
Well, that's not the difference. Murder Inc. is receiving 16, 7. Well, only 27.
Really, it's only a difference of 9 pins.
Yeah, it's only a difference of 9 pins.
So really, it's a scratch pair.
Yeah,
All right, so back to what we started talking about before. Total Mayhem has to win at least 40 pins to make it easier on the teams.
yeah.
Each pair have to win the match and win at least 40 pins or more.
Exactly.
On each. That's the way you can guarantee yourself a win. If that does not happen, then somebody has to blow out one of these pairs have to blow out Murder Inc. by at least 100. That's not happening.
Right.
Murder Inc. is a very good team. They're a team that's been in the playoffs. They're very seasoned, even without the subtractions that they've had off this roster.
But
They're still a good team.
Oh, for real. And you know what? Hey, good teams have been here because they fight. But, it's that Rocky Balboa story, You grind up. You're looked at as just another fighter, just another person stepping in the ring. And then everybody has a plan until they get hit in the mouth. And both teams are throwing punches. Nobody's going to leave without bruises in this one in terms of bowling. I mean, the only other thing they're going to damage is a couple of drinks at the bar afterwards because off of the lanes, they're all good. Most of them are peoples. But right now, ain't no friends in business. And right now, it's big business because they're trying to get somewhere. And they got somewhere to be, and that place is battleable. And you can, and that is a sentiment that you are always going to hear in these type match situations. GTW, get the wood. Because wood is good and every single pin matters. Gabe Soto coming off of that big second game, striking out to lock out game number 2 by 1 pin, which was a big finish. Big time players do big time things. And Total Mayhem is that scrappy team that will always show up and you're going to know you've been in a fight. And Gabe Soto has been fighting.
Well, at this point, Total Mayhem needs to get a lot of wood in order for them to come back and win.
They really
this
do.
match.
Now, you can't make mistakes. Certain mistakes that I'm looking at across pairs, I'm seeing certain bowlers from Murder Inc. going for splits and missing all of it. Now, yes, 100 pins overall, if it's only one pair, that's something that you can kind of almost set your beach chair up. But 100 pins across 3 pairs, no. If you get something in your eye and blink and trip over a shoelace or trip over a crack, any little mistake can be a little something that you will regret. And you want to drink for celebration, not for reflection and depression.
And if you're a good team, you do not celebrate early.
Never celebrate early.
You try to stay focused about what the transition is on the lanes.
Yeah.
And you make the adjustment, and you still talk to your teammates to make sure that they're seeing the same thing that you're seeing.
Yeah, the late, great Kobe Bryant, upon being asked about winning a certain game, shook his head and said, job isn't finished yet.
That's right. Job finished? Job ain't finished.
It ain't finished. Now, if we didn't give you any names, I sincerely apologize for that. So, first bowler, all the bowlers for handicap pair number 1. We have Wilfredo Perez Jr., we have Anthony Masonette, and we have Gabriel Soto. And for Murder Inc., we have Craig Prentice Jr., we have Lanier Cornegie, and we have Joey Gramiak.
At this point, it's been a boxing match the whole time. I don't expect anything different on this pair.
Great shot right there.
Anthony throws a strike there.
That's right.
Anthony, what happened in the second frame there, sir? You got a split.
I got a little outside,
Came back with a strike. Congratulations, sir. Keep up the good work.
Now, Gabe Soto has proven to be a very capable anchor today. A lot of times they always say, yeah, people can strike, but can they strike when they need it? They needed it game number 2, and Gabe Soto has showed up and answered that call with that 266.
Gabe, to me, is a superstar in
Yes.
the making.
Yes.
He's a superstar in the UBA in the making. If you don't know Gabe now, you'll learn his name
Yeah,
later.
exactly.
That young fella is on fire.
That's right. Let's see Joey Gramiak right here. That went from catastrophe to complete blessing.
That's right. Feast or famine.
Oh, man.
7-10 split to a strike.
But you know what? I always say the pins are just like the IRS. Eventually, you're going to have to pay something back later. And Harden,
Now, see if Gabe can pick up this 10 pin. No gimmies here. And he does.
very calm. Not even a bead of sweat on that 10 pin right there. So here's the story. Everybody is fighting across all three pairs because it's right there. Nothing is out of the water.
You're right about that, but
Yeah.
at the same time, too, you need to make sure you complete what you started.
Yes.
You know, you
Send a
can't
message.
take anything for granted now. Just like I mentioned that Total Mayhem needed each pair to win that by at least 40 this game. The problem is that what happens if they don't win at all? Okay, so they can get all 10 of their points on one pair, They're one, so they have at least potentially 10 points now, without any additional points being acquired. So they could lose this match 30-10.
They could.
But let's see what happens here.
And it's a thin line between winning 30 and losing 30,
That's right.
especially when it's right there.
That's right. It's right there for them.
Just don't do yourself dirty, though. And hold
Can't
the
take
pose.
anything for granted. Anthony throws another strike back-to-back after having that open.
Uh-huh.
He's throwing the ball with a little bit more comfortability.
Uh-huh.
And so let's see what he does now.
Well, he definitely posed on that shot, and he looks to pose a threat for Murder Inc. on not only this pair, but across all three pairs.
That's right. Sometimes the momentum from one pair can go to another. If you see your teammates struggling, if they continue to get tapped all the time, that can get in a person's head to the point where when he needs to pick up that 10 pin,
Yeah.
he can actually throw that ball in the gutter. So that's how momentum as well as pressure can meet itself.
Yep, and they're definitely all trying to get on the same tune. But you know what? When they say everyone sings at once, you know what that creates for another team? Acquired taste.
Oh, Lord. Here we go. Here we go.
Oh, the driver almost made a little sharp turn.
That's right. Let's see if Gabe can throw a strike here, get back on his strike game. And he does.
Yeah, not going to miss the pocket at all. Like Gabe Soto coming in with a 234 average for a reason. He is down there to uplift the handicap bowlers on his pair. You know, it's not just about having a big average and going down there and only being able to strike a lot. You got to have that demeanor where it's like, hey, I'm not going to get down on you, but stay up, stay there. You don't want to have that irritant, you know, in terms of being that driving force and you keeping that spirit. The fight, before you throw a punch, you got to have the mind and the heart to do that. Gabe comes with the skill, the mind, and the heart to lead.
But he also comes with the focus
and
necessary.
the focus.
If you notice, he slows himself down. He focuses. I always tell bowlers, you have to see the shot before you throw it.
Yep.
You have to consider everything, whether the breakdown or whatever, before you throw that shot.
Exactly.
Once you throw the shot, that's it.
And but Joey Graymack, to his credit, on front for himself, he's been kind of a silent assassin. Not so silent with his shots is Greg Primus Jr. And Primus throwing prime shots.
He was performing outstandingly last year in the playoffs as well.
Yep.
So we got to keep it going.
So, Primus. So, PRIM. Now, even though it's Primus, can I say it's prime time right now?
No, it's Primus. That's my last name.
Oh, Primus.
Yes, it is.
That's right. So, Primus, not minus.
No, it's Primus.
So, Primus and plus.
He said, get that right.
Add him on.
He said if you don't get it right, then get out.
Get out.
Unless they got one of these. Don't none of this shit count. One of these right here.
What is that?
Look at it.
No, tell me what it is.
Sports fans what it is. Let your co-host tell them what it is.
No. You know what? It looks like rings. It looks like it's all about chips. And it looks like
Big time.
it looked like you got this chip 3 times.
DGF.
It looked like you were a dynasty. Something like that.
Yes, we are. And we're a Hall of Fame franchise.
In a Hall of Fame franchise. Shout out to the other Hall of Fame franchise.
Spoken by my buddy Lucky Lydell.
Hey.
We might be older.
When y'all coming back, sir? What are y'all doing?
We ain't never left.
Y'all haven't been to see the. When last time y'all seen real playoff momentum here?
That's availability. It's all about, these guys are young, man. These guys are weekend warriors. They bowl out. I got a bunch of adults on my team.
And you know what?
Responsibilities.
And and they're throwing grown man strikes over here too.
Every team does.
So
No,
can
no, they don't. These kids bowl with no responsibilities.
Hey, you know-
Half of them ain't got no jobs.
We're not gonna put that on people.
I put that on people because that's what it is.
Well, you know,
That's what it is.
well, you know what else is? It's all about giving back. And being the foundation that y'all are, can you give us some insight on these two dogs? Now we've seen what Murder Inc. has done in big match situations. We've seen them go all the way and earn said chip. Not all the accolades, but moving forward. Total Mayhem, potential, grit, scrappy, not so underdogs anymore. What do you see?
Honestly, Total Mayhem has a good team, but they're a bunch of individual bowlers.
That's your assessment.
That's my opinion.
Why do you say they're a bunch of? Because they seem to cheer for each other. They pull for each other. They encourage each other.
On the lanes as a unit are a bunch of individuals.
What do you explain that? Explain that further.
You need a team environment and team camaraderie. I go off of look at. We can use the champs. We can use outrage. They're a team unit. They're a team unit. That means everything. Cohesiveness, camaraderie, every team unit. That's all. So that's what matters.
I agree. I agree.
Team environment. I agree. You know, they have a bunch of great bowlers on their team.
But I don't think they're a bunch of individuals. I like their team chemistry.
Oh, I mean, listen, that's to be.
That needs to be determined. I think what they're getting is more and more collectively in terms of better as a team.
And Murder Inc. does that well. They're coming into that, getting that type of environment.
And they lost 3 really strong bowlers there.
Sometimes a loss is not a loss.
That's a different way of looking at
A
it.
loss is not a loss.
So that's a different way of looking at it, but they need people that can fill that spot.
Well, you have people that can fill that spot. It's not about honestly, all the time, who can strike the most. It's about getting it done when you need to get it done.
I agree with that. It's also about team management.
And this is why I say what I say about Total Mayhem.
That's why you are a Hall of
You
Fame.
have a bunch of guys that can strike. Yeah. But when it's time to get it done, they always come up short.
Time will tell because now they're being tested.
It is what it is.
But
Let's see how they do today.
it all starts with laying a what? A foundation.
Laying the foundation.
All right. Appreciate you.
They said our foundation was shaky. They said our foundation was loose. That's to them guys down there. That's why I ain't going down.
But you know what? Earthquakes usually call for rebuilding.
Sometimes you have to.
And sometimes you got to shake
Sometimes you
things
got to
up.
tear it apart to rebuild.
That's right.
These are the words of Lucky Lydell from the Garden Foundation.
DGF.
All correspondence can be sent to him.
And speaking of send, he's going to have to send a spare ball for that 10 pin. And somebody who has not needed a spare ball for the first 5 frames is one Joey Gramiak of Murder Inc. And Bam Bam is his name.
Exactly.
And that has been his game for the past 5 frames. You know, and it's always good when you get some of that insight from some of the OGs who have been here, seen it all, bowled everywhere, been in every kind of situation. You know, DGF, one of those who have been the foundation. Yes, and to your point, even though they haven't seen that deep playoff action as of late, they are cemented and etched into the Hall of Fame for a reason.
That is correct. Looks like Total Mayhem is up on the second team handicap. I mean, they're down on the second team handicap.
Yeah.
But with the first ball in the 10th frame, they can actually pull close ahead.
That's all you can do.
Unfortunately, on the second team handicap, Mr. Brigantino actually has an open. First ball from Don and Fuego, he had 6 in a row. He leads the ringing 10 pin.
And it looks like
Brigant throws a strike on the second team handicap first ball.
And it looks like I'm actually making good on what I said for Mr. Don Fuego in terms of score.
Now back to the first team handicap. Gabe picks up the strike here in the 6th frame. So through the 6th frame, unfortunately, Total Mayhem is losing on the first team handicap. So they're going to have to do something in order to close that gap, as well as, unfortunately, throw the team on their back and go for the win.
Yeah.
If they plan on winning today.
Well, based on what I heard, I think they do plan on winning. But let's see if
I don't think they're going to win today.
Well, I mean, but a plan is a plan.
Yeah.
It's all about the finish.
Like I said, they still have room to grow. They have a very strong team. You know, they have a very strong team. Anything can happen. But they need they have to clear 120 pins in order to win.
Which is workable.
101, she said. 101.
101.
So right now with their second team handicap losing, that means that now it has to be split between the scratch pair and the first team handicap. That's a tall order.
Well,
especially when you're bowling against Murder Inc.
Well, if they at least focus on getting the games first and not focus on so much on how much they win by, anything can happen. Sometimes you have to focus on one room at a time in order to get the house clean.
One ball at a time.
One ball at a time, one room at a time, and then the house will be fine.
Well, right now they got a lot to do.
That's right. And they have
Anthony,
a lot of doo-doo on that shot.
He missed his mark. Anthony missed his mark. Unfortunately, now he has a split. Now, just as hard of a spare to pick up is the 4 count in the corner.
Yeah, you just go for the 2 at this point.
That's right.
Don't get greedy, man.
The way I would throw, well, you mean for Anthony?
Yeah.
Yes.
No.
What I would do is I'll try to go for the 7 pin and let the ball, if it hits right, it'll get both all 3.
Yep.
But that's a lot of if.
Yeah. And you said the first shot was iffy, and now you wonder if he didn't throw it like that. And I saw deflection on there.
Yep.
I saw deflection all the way.
We always say, now the way you have to hit that is you throw the ball like you're throwing at the 6 pin and make sure you follow through the ball to get everything in there.
Yeah.
But you can't throw it too hard.
Not for free. Sorry.
Let's see if Gabe can double up here. A little bit said nope.
A little bit with a little bit of magic.
Bam Bam throws another ball, and he leaves a ring 10 pin.
Oh.
So there goes his 300 game.
Yep, front
He had
6,
6 in a
7-1
row.
no mix.
Yes, sir. But unfortunately, just in the 7th frame, Murder Inc. has 2 opens. Their leadoff man, the second man, has 2 opens. So yeah, they have 2 opens. Total Mayhem has 1. So now the question is, who can actually finish it up? Will this be 3 opens?
I was like,
He picked up that 10 pin. Sometimes when people see a 10 pin, you got your other 2 bowlers that messed up. They can apply pressure to you.
oh, yeah, it depends. Depends on who you are. So just how Gabe Soto, 234, Gramiak, 238. So one of those interchangeable pieces also used to uplift. He's only receiving one hit.
If Total Mayhem is going to go here and actually look, okay, Mr. Premise throws a strike here, way to come back. And he's throwing his ball too cavalierly.
Yeah, matter of fact, that
Mr.
right there was not even cavalier.
Perez.
That was just, I'm lost and I don't know what to do. And now you can see the sweat, and you see, like I pointed to before, look at the expression on Murder Inc.'s face, and then look at, the expression right there on Total Mayhem's face.
This is where experience comes into play.
This is exactly where experience wins fights. Like I said, I call them not so underdogs because they have the grit, they have the heart. But you cannot wear your heart on your sleeve, and you cannot wear your emotions on your face. Because if you show that your face is not ready for the poker game, they're going to call the bluff and they're going to make you expose your hand.
My assessment is that they need to slow down, think about the moment, and actually bowl. Come and play. Finish your game. You came here to do a job.
Yeah, take your time a little bit. They're trying to chase it. You can't chase a moving truck, especially out on foot. And if they're not careful, they are going to hand this game to handicap pair number 1. Now, there's still 2 frames left, and all it takes is 2 frames to make a difference. But the only difference is between both teams. One right here has the poise. And Total Mayhem, they're in the process of developing said poise. Gramiak. I was going to say mathematically that went from 7 to 9 real quick. Yeah. And we have I don't even know if it's a point of me even putting my hand up.
Well, we ain't getting nothing to drink anyway. And Gabe throws a strike here.
Oh, well, I feel everyone's getting something to drink after this match, but let's see what reason it's going to be for.
next season. See y'all soon.
Well, I'm here for the next cup. If Lou got that, at least.
This season.
I mean,
Look
if
at
you
a
drink,
little
can I
bit.
get a little bit?
We're gonna see about that.
And no problem on the 5-pin right there for Joey G right there.
It better not be.
Oh, bam, bam.
Bam, bam.
So it's all up for any other points that are going to be taken. It seems that it may be all up to scratch.
Perez is not. He's not throwing them. And now he took too much out.
He's already beat up here.
Well, he's
Like
beating with his mechanics. And last frame, he threw the ball because he had chicken wings.
Well, now his head is out of it. And,
Exactly.
we've all been there before where you just keep showing up, and it's all about that cerebral
But
race.
as a team player, as a teammate, I have to tell him, look, you got to keep your speed up. Go back to what got you there in terms of go from 12 down to 7. Let your ball come back into the pocket.
Yep.
You know, look at how Primus just did. Now he just needs a split.
Well, yeah, right there
I
was an overconfident shot.
Yes, but I also felt like he got to the line too quickly too.
Oh, well, he always gets to the line.
Now you got to get the wood. Oh, almost. He almost picked that up, ladies and gentlemen. The only problem is, it is the actual 9th frame.
And
He went for it all. That's what you're supposed to do.
yeah, he went for it all with
It's
all
the 9th
with
frame.
power.
You got to have a nice setup in that 10th frame.
Now, the one thing about Wilfredo is you can see it right there. Even with every shot, he definitely wants it. He wants it bad. But he's wearing his heart and he's wearing his face on the sleeve.
Come on. All right. Anthony comes back with a strike.
Yeah.
Let's see if Gay can double up here. Might make it interesting at
Yeah.
10th frame. Let's see if Mr. Brigantino, or not Brigantino, Mr. Joey can actually, Bam Bam, a.k.a. Bam Bam, can
Yeah.
actually go throw another strike in and widen their lead.
Yeah, let's see if Gramiak right here could finish out. Potential 258 finish for him. Potential 239 finish for Gabe Soto.
Throws his ball, comes back with a strike. You
That
see
was
how
pure.
he's on point. His timing is right.
Yeah.
He came through the ball. He didn't overdo it. He's playing. He's not going past 5, but he's keeping it around where his ball get long and come back into the pocket.
Yeah, they're both 230 for a reason.
Yes, Mr. Bam Bam came back and with a strike too. So going into the 10th frame, yeah, both bowlers leading off have splits, coming off a split. Let's see who can make the correction and get closer or widen their lead.
That's what it's all about. Who's gonna turn out the lights? Who's gonna lock the door, turn out the lights, make sure everything is shut down?
Yes, Mr. Wilfredo Perez Jr. Let's see if he can actually throw a strike here on this first ball. He's been off the last 3 frames.
Yep.
It'd be real nice for him to throw 3 strikes in a row, give his team a chance. Good, look like he got a good ball there. It looked like he threw that ball slow.
Well, and this is the breakdown I talk about at Lodi. That sudden flip that does happen here. It does get very, very flippy in here. Many a time here. I've won championships here. I understand it.
Since you bowled here,
yes,
how would you attack these here?
Lodi is the first person. It's the first place. This is the first place where I realized that left and right isn't always the adjustment. Sometimes it's forward and back. This is one
Forward
of the
and back?
Yeah,
Explain.
sometimes this is actually one of the first places where I've actually started closer up on the approach to minimize
Moved up
steps.
on the approach?
Moved up on the approach
Okay.
to get down lane and not change spots, but cut timing off of my ball and still allow myself to still get that same down lane action that Wilfredo is getting.
And what kind of ball would you recommend that a person use?
Once I
at this
moved
house?
up, I was able to interchange. I did like Pearl because Pearl snapped and drove. And when it came to using dull, I was able to use the mid lane once I got comfortable. But it all started with a forward and back adjustment versus a left and right adjustment for me on this side of the house at Lodi Lane.
So would you use a symmetrical pearlized ball?
Third place, Amir Davis Davis, 258.
I would definitely say symmetrical piece.
Second place, Amir Davis, 283.
Something that gets down lane, snaps in the back, and with Dull, definitely holding mid lane like Primus does.
So you just recommend playing through the middle but moving up.
Oh, with Dull, yes. And with snap,
But you know, with a dull ball, it actually begins to pick up on the lane.
and that's why you play through the oil with it. But once and not many bowlers can move up on the approach.
I agree.
And minimize steps.
I agree.
But it will help cut down timing, and it's a very simplified way of timing the ball to where your shot is simpler than your opponent's.
That's a thought, and I let's see what Total Mayhem can do at this point. Looks like both teams are throwing spares out there.
Everything is up after game 2.
And there's that flip I talked about.
Yes.
And the bowlers who have a tendency to start far back in the approach often encounter that problem.
So maybe what I would do is, this is just a suggestion that I would do.
That was close.
I would try to use a symmetrical ball that would be more on a angle more. I move deeper but left and throw at the 6-pin and see what that ball can actually do in terms of how it comes back to the pocket. I think it's important to get the ball longer and then follow through. I think that's the most important thing.
Well, it's definitely important to leave potentially makeables and make them.
Well, let's put it this way. We know it's not easy.
It ain't never easy. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it.
It looks like here, in addition to Total Mayhem winning the first 2 games, but looks like they may lose the total pin count here.
Yeah, it's definitely looking like that.
That's why they tell you all the time, it's not how you start, but what?
How you finish. But the one thing about that word finish, no matter what happens here, Total Mayhem is not finished in terms of the season.
That is true.
And I will give them credit. Even though even though some may chuckle at the comment, not gonna say anything because I don't want to murder anyone's humor.
Yeah, Briggs.
But I will say this: Mayhem, they're gonna go down swinging today, and I feel bad for who they have to bowl next. Doesn't matter who it is, because sometimes you ever look back at footage of yourself getting stomped out a little bit.
I'm gonna tell you something. I love Total Mayhem's team.
Yeah.
I know people might look at them differently, but when I say to you that I love their team, they have a very good, strong team that's only going to get better.
Craig, you had a doubt about that, man? What's up? You doubted that? All right, it's Gabe
See,
Soto
Gabe
up.
throws another ball. He throws another strike. That's 20 points added to the total pins. Now they're going to lose total pins, but they shouldn't have lost. Period. That was a good game.
That's all right. First of all, I want to give Gabe Soto. I want to give Wilfredo some. No. I'm going to give you credit. You manned up before anyone could say it. You felt like it was all you. Now listen, but you know what? You had a partner in it. The transition at Lodi, and like I said, I've been here before. That Lodi transition comes sudden. It looked like everything good, and then it starts flipping. So I saw you. It good. And it be like that though. That's the game, And speaking of game, we're gonna take the game and the finish over to scratch. And coming back. And Scratch, over here, we are back. So when we first joined you, it's the same 3. Chris Riordan, Johan Gamo, and Antonio Valentin Jr. representing Total Mayhem. But for Murder Inc., Nicholas Campanelli, Jarrell Rodriguez, and Najee Myers. They've been putting in work. The total wood is close over here for Scratch. It is only a difference of.
Looks like Murder Inc. on terms of total pins across board could be up by 100. How many?
And that was one hell of a match, Malachi.
It was a good match.
What are the final results, brother?
Well, it looks like
I believe 34-6.
Yeah, no, because 34-6. You're right. Yeah, 34-6. You're right.
And Murder Inc. starting the season, not last season, not next season, but
Hashtag what predictions?
hashtag what predictions, hashtag this season, hashtag we'll see you next time, and next time will be tomorrow at Ocean Lanes. Hey,
Stay
Malachi,
tuned, baby. Stay tuned.
and stay tuned.
The
We will be
UBA,
back
the
at
UBA,
you.
we have some good matches here this year already.
And well, you'll be saying that also tomorrow. And for Malachi, voice of choice, Sean Knight Facing, signing off. UBA all day. See you tomorrow
See you tomorrow.
at Ocean.
There you go.